to get pushed, and then he fall off, and that the way that the camera is, the angle, like you just see the top of the blade right here, and you just, like, you don't actually see him hit the blade, but you just see blood fly.
I took matters into my own hands and popped this video into an online AI video detector, which told us it's 99.85% not AI generated.
Did you hear about the 3 5th graders who another student at recess?
Really? After school?
I'm gonna say some shit that y'all probably noticed already, but something ain't right about Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo.
Grand rising to the collective. Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up and 7 up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate you if you're watching on your TV, whatever the case is. I wish it was smooth 7. Might be a trigger warning or 2. I hope not. But I did have to go ahead and say, I seen so many comments of people saying it's annoying when a clip gets muted, right? Well, it's annoying, and then and some people think that I automatically did it for whatever the case, just because I wanted to. Bro, would you rather me mute the clip or just take the whole video down? Which one? Because you can't have it both ways. I post a video, sometimes I can post a video, and then overnight, next thing you know, I'll get up to a notification that there's a copyright. Video's partially blocked. They didn't let me know that before I posted the video. They'll wait till after the video's already posted and uploaded. So how do you want it? If it's on there and you see it, would you rather me just take the whole video down if you haven't watched it yet? Or would you rather me just mute a clip? Can't have both. You know, you can't have both. So y'all, you choose. And just don't assume I did that shit. Like, just because I wanted to. I didn't do that for my health, bro. It didn't help me. It didn't do nothing for me but keep the video up. I had to do it. So which way would you prefer it? Let me know. Again, not everybody says that, just some people. So I'm like, you know, we got to let them know it ain't intentional. It's not even wanted. It's just something we had to do to keep the video up. I apologize if that rubbed your feathers the wrong way, if it irritated you. But again, just remember, there are other people you can go check out who maybe don't have that issue. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts. Y'all let me know y'all opinions. I love y'all collective. I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all know what it is. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
Y'all remember the boy Shia LaBeouf, right? Like the main cuz that used to play in Transformers and shit? Yo, he was trying to tell us some shit. Listen to this shit.
I remember we had an FBI consultant on the picture telling me that they can use your ADT security box microphone to get your stuff that's going on in your house, or OnStar, they could shut your car down. And he told me that 1 in 5 phone calls that you make are recorded and logged. And I laughed at him, and then he played back a phone conversation I had 2 years prior to joining the picture. The FBI consultant. And it was like one of those phone calls that was like, you know, what are you wearing type of things.
So listen, right? As he was talking about that shit, it reminded me about the video I seen on TikTok where they said that our phones be taking like flashes of us like every couple seconds or something. It just made me really think like, bro, they really watching and listening to everything we do, bro. It's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, I forgot all about that clip.
Hey man, what happened to Antonio Brown, son? Who's this guy right here, dog? Ah! Who is this? He doesn't even know where he's going, bro. Who is this? This is not Antonio Brown. I don't care what nobody says. Look, he's lost. Look, he said, hey, where you going, bro? Look, what the? Who is this guy, bro? He's going in circles. First thing first, why was there a food truck outside of the prison? Yo, I've seen enough. Because this is not Antonio Brown, dogs. Are you kidding me? This is Antonio Brown, son. I don't care what nobody says. Mind you guys, he was only behind the wall for 7 days. That's what they're saying. So how does he come out looking like a totally different person? He looks lost, like he was in there for years. I had enough of this, bro. This is not Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown, where are you, dogs? People want to know. This is what they're saying. I don't know. I think that's him. But who knows at this point? This is Antonio Brown. That other guy is Antonio. It's a big difference. Oh, man. Are you guys kidding me with this? I'm getting tired of this. This guy looks like he's in a video game. I don't know what's going on here, guys. Entertainment purposes only. I'm happy that Antonio Brown was let out. Hopefully this goes well for him. I don't think that's Antonio Brown. Do you think that's Antonio Brown? I don't know. Let me know. I'm out.
I don't know. I mean, it looked like him, but jail will mess you up.
Y'all are not taking this shit as serious as y'all supposed to be. The sun didn't just flare. The sun exploded in our direction. Something is happening above us right now. And if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss the moment the world quietly shifts into a different chapter. Over the past few days, the sun unleashed 3 major X flares, including the X5.1 on November 11th. And the last flare, it wasn't normal. That last flare created a full halo coronal mass injection, meaning that shit aimed at us. Scientists are already tracking this shit as a potential G3, G4 geomagnetic storm. And now here's the part that nobody wants to talk about. While all this shit is happening, 3i Atlas, the interstellar object that nobody can explain, is still out there, glowing green and acting like it's observing us. Every time the sun flares, 3i Atlas reacts. Spectral spikes, tail brightening, almost like this shit is taking notes. Now you tell me that's normal. I'll wait. I need you to remember that they were saying that 3i Atlas was behind the sun. I need you to remember what they were saying about 3i Atlas. 12 miles long, moving at 145,000 miles an hour. And then it goes missing behind the sun. And after it goes missing behind the sun and moves, look at what happens to the sun. Just think about this, and this is for entertainment purposes only. Power grids can overload. Transformers can blow. Satellites can glitch. GPS, communication, airline navigation, all vulnerable. But scientists are saying this is completely normal. Hopefully it is normal. Hopefully it's nothing. But this shit is serious. Pay attention.
Either 3i Atlas is, some people hate to hear this, either it is the Anunnaki returning, or it's something man-made that they created, that they put up there. This for entertainment purposes, what I'm saying is not true. And they sending it back and they gonna use blue beam, however you want to say it. They gonna throw that blue beam, or maybe I'm wrong. I'm not quite sure, but I think that's what it's leaning towards. It's either one of those two things. The sun flares, maybe it was 3i Atlas, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. We will see. I feel like over time we will see. Y'all let me know. And his jacket was hard. That Harlem jacket, that was hard. I didn't even figure out where he got that from.
The towers sending out colored light or frequency onto these like pre-existing clouds. So you could see it very clearly here. Here I could see it more in person, but if you turn up your brightness, you might be able to see what I'm talking about. So here is a cell tower, and then you could actually see like the beam of light going straight up. They have been developing artificial northern lights for a very long time. These are the machines that they learned to do this with, which look really, really familiar. Like, look at the gold things. They're the exact same things that we have all around town. These are not the northern lights. The northern lights are constantly moving. They do not sit still like this. These are either clouds or some kind of plasmoids. This is the slowest moving one I captured on my phone when I was in Iceland. If you want to watch like the fast ones, those are all the cinematic ones that you'll see on TikTok. You could look it up. But see how even though it's slow, it's still moving pretty rapidly. And you can see the tower literally emitting the colors on this video. Same video slowed down and I turned up the saturation so you could see the colors a little bit better. I think the bottom thing with the white rods is where the red comes from. And every time this light blinks, look at what happens with the green. It's like blasting green. So it looked like this in the city. I already had a bad feeling about it because they're not moving and that's not normal. So I said, okay, I'm gonna drive out to where there's no light pollution, or at least a lot less light pollution, and see what's really going on. This is the view from outside of the city. And when I went back into the city, you guessed it, they were still happening. But when I was outside of the city and away from the poles, there's nothing to see. It just looks like a cloud of smog. I would highly recommend anybody that's interested, go down the rabbit hole of Operation Crimson Mist and the genocide of Rwanda in the 90s. They played this frequency, that's a red light frequency, and it basically made people go crazy, and they started slaughtering each other. I also think this is what happened with the Travis Scott concert, and people are more susceptible to this frequency when they are full of parasites and or pharmakia. When you're full of serpents and they turn on the snake charmer machines, you end up with something like Astro World 2021, where people all trampled each other and tons of people were saying that they had no control of their bodies. Pretty much all of the sets and advertising for Travis Scott's Astro World had some kind of red smoke or light. To me, this is such an obvious reference to the Northern Lights, or like the fake version, I guess. Even the merchandise, the poster for this was red roller coaster tracks leading people into another dimension. People will say I'm stretching, but I don't care. I think the roller coaster tracks are supposed to represent Operation Crimson Mist. Or what about the fact that the set for this was literally Mount Zion, aka the Black Rock at the center of the flat earth map? Or the fact that this was originally supposed to be at the pyramids of Giza, until the tourism board caught wind that Travis Scott was apparently planning something super satanic and doing ritual performances. To get in, you had to have a negative test within 72 hours, and that would be because the tests had nanoparticles on them and they didn't last as long as the jabs. So that's why certain things required this within a certain time frame. The years prior to this event, Verizon installed a ton of towers, if you catch my drift, I don't want this to get censored, into the NRG Stadium, which is where this was held. 5 Bars positions NRG Stadium as one of the most connected stadiums. And it's like every couple months they kept adding more and more of these towers, which is super interesting because everybody that was there said that there was no cell service. They couldn't even call the cops. But don't worry guys, Reuters fact checked this and it's definitely not true. Thank you, Reuters. This same exact stadium was an epicenter for jabs. They were giving on average 6,000 to 7,000 jabs and even had a jab drive-through. They had multiple events where if you got it done there, you could win free tickets to giant events, including Travis Scott's Astro World. In the book of Daniel, every time music plays, they all instinctively dropped to their knees and worshipped a metal statue. Revelation 18, when Babylon falls, the sound of harpists and musicians, of flute players and trumpeters will be heard in you no more. Does anybody know about the voice of God technology? Because that runs on the same concept as Operation Crimson Mist. I feel so bad even making these types of videos because I know how annoying they can be. Like when people just want to enjoy something, I don't want to be that person. The only reason that I am being that person with this is because I got on Facebook and my entire feed was people saying that they saw angels, they saw Jesus, they saw Mary. And we have to remember that Satan appears as an angel of light. So it's definitely a good idea to go back through our Bibles and make sure that we know like the warning signs, like that the Antichrist is revealed first, that Satan is the prince of the power of the air, and he appears as an angel of light. We know that they have this technology. I'm just trying to show the subtle differences in how you can tell, because this is not what the Northern Lights look like.
It's a little bit of a longer one. How y'all feel?
I saw this video of a man in Subway slapping fire out of somebody for clowning his EBT. You know, I be trying to be healed and shit, but it was so funny. He said, "This sandwich is gonna be mine." They told him, "Get your money up, not your funny up," and now they the butt of this joke. Really, it was indicative of the ridicule and the dehumanization of poverty. It's such an insidious trick that the lords of capitalism play. They refuse to raise minimum wage to a livable standard, and they ridicule you when you talk about universal child care and dehumanize people on SNAP as welfare queens and shit like that. 40% of SNAP recipients are children. There go my child. What up, man? And they finesse us into judging each other for trying to pass go instead of looking at the monopoly man. Like a man working at Subway calling somebody broke. Like, what the real No judgment, but I know you not leaving that Subway in a Maserati. Even if in a fantasy world you receiving commission, that'd be like 500,000 footlongs. You had to be the Pablo Escobar of sandwiches. Wanna get out? So the dehumanization. Elon was on Joe Rogan saying homelessness was propaganda. People weren't really homeless, they were zombies. Which is funny because I think we're all in agreement that you're on. So if you're makes you a zombie, then you might be the night king of your zombies, but you're still a ghoul. Really, I felt Billie Eilish. I think the most inhumane thing you can do is be that rich and care that little about people.
By the way, whenever you're on the internet, you're accessing the materialization of the etheric realm. Quite literally. There are spaces, there are etheric domains on the internet that have frequency fences. You can't access certain places, certain profiles, unless you meet the frequency requirement. This is real stuff. This is real etheric stuff that's materializing and has been here. It's just that we have the clarity to see it now. Everywhere you go energetically online on the internet, you're energetically reaching out through the etheric domain. Every single person that you follow has an energetic link to you. Is in your mind, has an access point to your mind. Everything on your phone is in your aura. Your phone is a device that enables you to connect to the etheric realm materialized. Like you realize what we're doing, right? We're collapsing the dimensions into this one Middle Earth. This is how it works. Like, this phone is the result of an advancement of consciousness. It's the result of an evolution. It's the result of the quickening and accelerating of speed, of unification between things, connection, communication. That's what consciousness does as it evolves. It's the result of polarity connecting, right? Of extremes being connected together. Because consciousness, what it does is it fractalizes outwards, right? Into all extremes, into all polarities, and then it reconnects itself and reorganizes itself back together like mycelium. It's all connected and communicating with itself, right? And that creates advancement because there's more awareness of more things. So every single person you follow and every single place you go online, you're interacting with an etheric place. You're interacting with the ether itself. So you need to be careful on what's in your phone, who you're following. Just go through your phone. You'll notice there are certain gates that when you have this knowledge in mind, there are certain gates that allow energies into your energy, allow energies access to your mind. It's like you don't abuse your physical gates, do you? You don't look at certain things that you wouldn't want in your mind. Your phone is a direct connection to your physical gates. And so it is quite literally an extension of your aura. It is your aura. Everything on your phone is in your aura. I've talked about this previously, but all your photos, they're energetic stamps. Every single app, it's an energy contained in your aura. I mean, you can get to the point where you can download books and you'll get them coming through automatically because it's in your aura. And we're collapsing the need to label things. If everything's the same thing and you're locally connecting to something energetically that exists in one form of information on a device that in itself is just energy that's connected to an immediate version of your energy, then by dissolving the perception of that, you allow yourself access to what's already on the book through your aura, through an automatic integration through the subconscious mind. You see what we're doing here? Like, we're upgrading, man. We're upgrading. We've been upgrading. We're just getting the clarity on the fact of what we're doing is collapsing dimensions into the Middle Earth. Be wary of where you're going online. And create your own etheric server. Create your own etheric server. You can design your own etheric domain. You can design it. Literally, you can design it. You can design what kinds of people you want in. You can set frequency perimeters. You can have your own space. Like seriously.
Not gonna lie. He was on point with that one. And he opened me up to a new way of thinking with that. And I gotta look a little deeper. Let me know y'all thoughts.
Crazy if you want, but it is no coincidence, honey, that the longest shutdown in history was 40 days and 40 nights. And y'all still say this thing wasn't spiritual?
Did y'all see the video of that lady who was talking about how they don't buy, sell, or trade in our monetary system? Because I started going down this whole rabbit hole, the whole piece of conversation, and honestly, it has blown me away because it's way deeper than people think it is. And she began to talk about the fact that there are people who won't ever see the light of day. And when she said they don't buy, sell, or trade in our monetary system, somebody in the comments said that the money is for the cattle and we are the cattle. Y'all, I don't know if this is going to make sense to most, because only if you know, you understand what I'm trying to say. But when you look deep into what's going on. This lady said that there are people who will never see the light of day, and when it makes you think about the whole Cabbage Patch conversation that they used to have years ago, the fact that people were literally incubated, made, people were literally born, some never even receiving, you know, birth certificates, rights, because they never really even existed so that they could be used for whatever. It just goes so deep. And when we think about the whole like $21 trillion bunker, they kind of sensationalized it. But what if there are people in other places that don't have any idea of the world that we're living in, because the world that they're living in is completely different? Like when you get into the Fifth Element, you get into certain conversations, it just has blown me away, because I think oftentimes when you think of that whole like marinara cheese and bread, you think of it in the celebrity aspect, the way that people make it seem, which is horrific in and of itself, but we look at it and we're just like, oh wow, how torturous could this be? What are these people doing it for? We're thinking about anti-aging. We're looking at it in this small space. You're thinking about islands and whatnot, but no, they're saying that this is a whole other world. I have so much to go, so much to look into, and I don't know if I even sound crazy saying this. I don't even know if I'm going to post it, because I probably just sound like I'm going off on a rant that doesn't make sense to a lot of people. But when you start to do a deep dive into the world that we're sold versus what it really could be, so many people just have blinders. Like, we are all just blind and numb and indoctrinated and televised and just completely confused because we live in a bubble of illusion. Let me know your thoughts if you know what I'm talking about, because this is for a small group of people that will only understand. Like, if you know, you know. If you don't, just keep scrolling. But if you do, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to know more, go ahead and try to take a deep dive into the whole pizza conversation, because my God. Like, follow, stay for some more tea. Per usual, this is all alleged. This is all just a joke. I don't know what I'm talking about. I can't confirm or deny any of it. It's just a lot of conspiracy theorists talking nonsense on the internet. Blowing my mind.
For entertainment purposes, what I'm about to say is not true. The 1%, the government, they're not gonna keep us or our communities safe. They're not. We have to, as we see. See what I mean? Let me know if you agree.
This is the legend behind La Lechuza. La Lechuza was said to have been a witch who lived in Mexico many centuries ago. She was eventually caught practicing witchcraft, and she was tried and hanged for her crimes. When she was about to be executed, an owl flew over, and she declared that she would take over the spirit of an owl. And she did exactly that. During the daytime, her spirit would be in the shape of an owl, but at nighttime, she was able to transform back into her human form and seek revenge on the townspeople that had her executed. La Lechuza is said to still be a witch that haunts the country of Mexico. There have been people all over who have claimed to have seen her transform back into her human form, who have claimed to escape her, who have caught her on camera. And the tale tells you to stay away from owls, for one of them could be La Lechuza herself.
The real reason why they got rid of lead-based paint in your house is not because they were worried about your children eating paint chips off of the windowsill. What a joke. In 1978, they outlawed it because they came out with technology that allows them to eavesdrop into your house from the street, from a satellite, wherever they like. Radar radiation to look right into your house through your walls, and they know that lead-based paint blocks all of this. So they came up with a story, and they said, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to just tell them that we're worried about their children. They'll do whatever they're told. So they know lead-based paint blocks all radiation, everything. Blocks EMF, blocks 5G. It blocks their ability to look into your house from a satellite using radar radiation. Long story short is, if you want to restore your privacy, if you want to block 5G, if you want to block all EMF coming off of those horrible meters on the side of your house, if you want to just go ghost, what you do is go buy yourself a 1 gallon or 5 gallon bucket of paint, then order online lead-based liquid, mix it all together in the paint, paint your walls, and guess what? Poof. you disappear.
Was it a gym or was he capping?
Did you hear about the 3 fifth graders who their students at recess?
Really? At their school?
At their school. Dude, this was this year.
No way.
I'm so serious. This happened in Oklahoma. This little boy went to this school and it was called Eastside Elementary. He's at recess one day playing like any other day. These little boys eventually come up to him. For some reason, I don't know what possessed them. While they're at the playground, they pin this kid down during recess, and they all took turns this child at the playground.
And they're all boys.
They're all boys, including the victim.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. So after that happens, the kid eventually tells his parents. The mom comes through. She wants to talk to the school, see how something like this could even happen. Eventually, when the whole story came out and the police eventually heard about it and got involved, the little boy, he tells them the reason those kids did it to him is because they thought that he was super tough on campus and things like that, and they were trying to like knock him down a peg.
Whoa.
as if they're in prison.
Yeah.
What blew my mind though is after all this was going down, the mom and the parents, they see how all this was handled. They're super pissed. They're like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, my kid's not going to school here no more. So they eventually moved that kid who was the victim to a different school. Those kids that did the crime, they were only suspended. They didn't do no type of juvie or anything. They were only suspended for 5 days from what we've known so far. So what's wild also is there was another student that was in their grade who was this little girl who came out and said these little boys did the same thing. They pinned her down. The same boys. They pinned her down and they did that to her.
That's wild.
They're all in 5th grade. What are you, like 11?
You're like 10, 11, yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, that's crazy.
And they did that to 2 kids, 2 other students.
Like, and you got kids doing this shit, and people is getting 5-day suspensions, bro. I got homies, like I said, if you violate somebody, it's like they give you a slap on the wrist, like as if America, the world wants you to do this shit. Sound like buck breaking to me. If you don't know what buck breaking is, then you need to go look at that. I can't say exactly what it is for YouTube's guidelines, but just check it out, bro. That's what it remind me of, buck breaking. And the school I went to, this shit would have led to a fatality. Somebody would have dealt with this shit on a real level, like for real, bro. This shit at schools I went to, this shit would have been way out of line. Somebody would have got hurt. I apologize. That's what it would have happened. It would have happened. And if it was me or my child, bro, we'd have took everything. I would have burnt the whole school down. I apologize. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts, bro. 5-day suspension. Whose kids is this doing this shit? What agenda are they playing into? The principal, somebody up high gotta be their child. It has to be if they getting away with this shit, bro. A girl said it. A little boy said it. What? Bro, when I was in 5th grade, this shit wasn't even going down. The type of shit like this wasn't even thought of. Like, it wasn't. It wasn't. And I can't even believe sometimes you hear or see something that you wish you can unlearn or unsee. And you can't. And that's one of those situations for me.
This is what I seen. This is what I seen the other day. Random ass bridge. Right here, right? Nah, see, yeah, there's something up with these pillar shits out the ground. What the is this, bro? What is these, bro? And the shit screaming life. I done found some whole new shit. But look at this. Look at this. It's a whole bridge right here on this street. I wonder how many understand, know that this shit is a damn bridge. Oh, here we go with another one of these random ass shits, bro. What the hell is this? What is this? What the is this? Bro, a whole bridge, bro? Oh, the train tracks underneath. Got it. How do you randomly build the bridge, the street right here, nigga? Oh, hell no. Nah. Something's up. I guarantee you niggas don't know this is a goddamn bridge. This shit don't, you know, because of this shit right here. But niggas don't think twice. Oh, look at this there. On the bridge, a tunnel to go underneath the bridge. Look at the stairs. Who put them 2 pieces of wood right there? Why is them 2 pieces of wood just sitting on top of that like that? This is some trippy shit, boy. How did niggas build this? fire. This shit heat. Hitting bridges and shit.
Nobody can rightfully say whether this is real or AI generated anymore. It's a video of these shapeshifters changing and shifting on stage like for a performance, passing it off as some sort of illusionist performance, but there's actually something a lot darker happening here. Allegedly filmed in the 90s, hence the video quality, and before AI generated videos were a thing. But obviously AI can intentionally generate videos to look blurry, grainy, and like they were filmed in the 90s. We genuinely don't know what's real and what's AI generated anymore, and this is sparking some huge debates online. People saying these shapeshifters were performing some sort of ritual for the elites, and others that it's definitely 100% AI. Grok AI on X couldn't seem to make up its mind, telling us it's authentic 90s footage one moment and oh, never mind, it's actually AI generated the next. So I took matters into my own hands and popped this video into an online AI video detector, which told us it's 99.85% not AI generated, so it's real. And then it told us it's 99.83% AI generated when I ran it again. It also doesn't seem to be able to make up its mind. This is actually very concerning. If AI video detectors can no longer tell us what's real and what's AI generated, we can't prove anything anymore. AI videos are going to be thought to be real, and real videos are going to be thought to be AI. Nothing is real anymore. You can take a video of the most incredible, mind-blowing thing you've ever seen, and no one will ever believe you.
That's facts. So the people in the back who keep screaming everything is AI, it was the same people who were screaming everything was CGI. You see how you just added another, you see how you just removed a letter out of that and just threw it back in there? Program, bro. Program, bro. I say that all the time. Same people who was yelling, bro, that's CGI, that's CGI, is the same people who's yelling that's AI. And when this shit come in the sky, they're going to be the same ones who don't believe that it's the 1% of the government throwing that shit in the sky to cause you to freak out and believe in some shit that they want you to believe in. Because you already don't believe in some other shit. You so quick to say, that's a whole nother topic. But I've seen comments of people saying it's AI, it's AI. But you know, about a year ago, everybody was saying it's CGI, it's CGI, it's CGI. Now it's AI. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't. Sometimes people don't make sense to me. I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest. Sometimes people make shit so complicated when life is not that complicated, bro. I had to trim that.
Oh, she's possessed, like straight up.
Wait, something's going on. Her face doesn't look like herself. Something's going on.
Yo, I seen this video. It's a couple that does these hauntings. And one of them was they actually explored a prison where a lot of people died, right? So this is when the husband was really scared. They have a code word whenever they go so you know that they're still there with you, right? The wife's sitting there and she's smiling. Like in the video, she even says, look in my eyes, because her eyes were just like looking at someone in the distance. Husband was like, baby, you remember our code word? And she's like, we don't have a code word. Don't be funny. I don't know what that is.
We have a safe word.
We don't have a
We have a rude safe word. What's the rude safe word?
No, we'll make it up.
Come on.
I don't want to go.
Come on.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah. That was not good.
The husband's like, okay, we have to get out of here. Let's do a ritual on you real quick before we go, because this is like haunted. Yeah. You wanna see it?
Oh, she's possessed, like straight up.
Yeah, she said this is the first time I felt like an
What's the safe word?
Like a safe word.
What's the safe word?
We don't have a safe word.
Oh, that's crazy.
We have a rude safe word.
And they always have a safe word.
That's wild.
Are you trying to exorcise me?
I'm this Congregatio and Secta Diabolica.
I would feel so guilty if my significant other, we do this together and she comes back possessed. I would feel so guilty, bro.
Alright guys, this is the craziest it's been. I got instructions, locations to go to this Walmart. Okay, and now, look, I got here, transmission from Mandem OS, location, black package, go behind Walmart, no signage, no questions, find the green GFL bin, it's partially open, that's your confirmation. You know it's the right one because there's a hockey puck taped to the inside. Yeah, hockey. Like that.
I ain't see no hockey puck taped inside. I need to see that.
This looks to be like it's throwing a wrench in the gears in the official story of how Earth came to be and what the timeline of events was. They say if the news is fake, imagine how bad history is. Well, these guys are finding seashells and all kinds of stuff, which people find seashells all the time that are old. Except they're at the top of a mountain. And that means this mountain was under an ocean at one point. But how long ago? According to official sources, about 3 billion years ago. Do these look like 3 billion year old shells? Let me know.
Somebody's been lying.
Oh, wait a second. Look at this, what we done found. This a goddamn horseshoe magnet, nigga. What is this? Why is it here? Yo, bro, it's us, bro. Yo. Bro, what? What is this? Yo, what is, bro, look like the Grand Canyon. Bro, what did I find? Bro, this is a magnet. What the is this? Yo, bro, what? This shit is crazy. Yo, bro, I'm finna faint. Nigga, what is that? What is this? What the is this? What the is this? What the hell is, look, it's in the ground. It's in the ground, dude. Nigga, that's some giant shit, bro. This shit big as hell. What the is that? Shit like some Grand Canyon shit. This is nuts. It's to start the castle over there. The castle is over there. And we here in the beginning of it, under a goddamn horseshoe magnet. Under a horseshoe magnet. A crystal magnet. Bro, this shit is elite. This shit is elite. What is... Oh, no. Hold on. Yeah, hold on, God. Hold on. There's more stonework. Hold on. What the is this? We found our shit again. Bro, what? They tried to bury it. They tried to cut it off. I felt it. What in the is this? Are you nuts? Nigga, this our burial shit. Bro, look at... No, bro, well, hold on. My Papa Dre and them guys...
All days, what have we done? May the Lord have mercy on our souls. People, we have gained access to the underground city underneath Nottingham. And what we found, you are not going to believe me. Daniel in the lion's den. This is locked off from the public. Nobody knows about it. Nobody has seen it. Nobody's allowed to go there. It is me recording this video. I know somebody who knows how to get there. So what you don't understand is underneath Nottingham is a city of caves. Because Nottingham is the secret capital of Babylon. When you look on the map, when it comes to Babylon, Nottingham is the center of the world. Statues and sculptures underground, and they have called it Daniel in the lion's den. So the mainstream narrative says one man named Alder Herbert built himself a house, and then he needed to gain access to the road, so he built himself a tunnel by scraping and chiseling through the rock, and with the leftover rock from the tunnels, he decided to carve himself some lions and other strange creatures. There's also a sphinx and an Egyptian temple down there. Now you gotta ask yourself, who is building temples 50 feet underground? Now listen to this. They're saying that these caves and these carvings was created by one man in the year 1909. And nobody saw these carvings for 46 years. And by the time they saw them, it was out of fashion, so there was no art display, and nobody ever saw them. These carvings are not accessible to the public. Nobody even knows they are there. We had to climb and trespass to find these. There is no way one man created these, because Nottingham is full of caves. In fact, Nottingham is the city of caves. So this cave was there long before he was. And those carvings was not carved by him. Those carvings are in honor to the Babylonian Empire. Daniel in the lion's den.
Shout out to the Bully Slayer. He a legend.
Epstein Files Part 2. This shit gets crazy, so sit back, relax, get your snacks. So in Part 1, I mentioned Obama and his staff was mentioned in the files, but get this. Epstein had an email back in 2013 where he was in support of a new rising star named Hakeem Jeffries, in which they call him Brooklyn Obama, but I like to call him Dollar Tree Obama. So compromise, I say yes, let's keep moving. Also in Part 1, I mentioned Obama's staff member was talking to Epstein about a cook who can wait, in which could have been Obama chef who died, but could it be this chef who was actually the chef for the Clintons who died a year later from that email? Either way, it seems like being a White House chef is a hazardous job. But it gets even wilder. It turns out that Jeffrey Epstein was in contact in real time with this representative of the Virgin Islands, Stacey Plaskett.
Driving through a struggling neighborhood in Chicago, he commented that...
Now, obviously, Trump knew Epstein and all the nefarious shit he was doing, but here's the thing. If Epstein had all this dirt on Trump, why did he need an inside man to influence during an impeachment? But here's the part where it really gets spooky.
Creative matters first. I wanted to introduce into the record page 55 from the committee's interview with FBI employee Roya Demlow.
Now that video was from 2019 at a congressional hearing in which this woman was mouthing the same words at the same time as Plaskett under some mind control shit. And I even had to fact check this myself saying, is this AI generated or altered? And AI said, it is not AI generated or deepfake at all. What the hell is going on? Now, if you guys remember in Part 1, he was heavily invested into bioengineering and eugenics, but maybe, just maybe, he was also into MK Ultra as well. And if you guys were wondering who that was, her name is Christina Kelsey, in which he has a lot of ties to the DOJ, so there's that. Then there's this weird ass video in the files from 2018.
Charlie, ma chi è quello lì? Ma ti piace? Facciamo un pazzotto.
So you mean to tell me there's a dog named Charlie chewing on a Trump toy with Hillary Clinton next to him? I'll let you guys run with that one. Then Trump himself says he wants the Epstein files to be released. First he said it was a hoax. Now he says he wants it to be released. So I guess we'll see.
I'm gonna tell y'all some shit that I don't think nobody's saying. If these people really wanted the files out, they would have been out. They don't want the files out, bro. And if they do give them, they're gonna be manipulated, something altered, somebody's gonna change something in those files. I mean, somebody gonna say they can't do that. Trust me, they can do a hell of a lot of shit that we don't think they can do, or that we don't give them credit that they did or can do. We need to stop thinking that these people are literally for us, because they not. They out for their damn self, and they out to keep us under control. If shit was gonna change, shit would have changed. Hasn't shit changed? Because they don't want change, bro. We want change. They don't. Just for entertainment purposes. What I'm saying ain't true.
Fool, listen. This whole situation with the Epstein files just got real. Because the Congress, the House, and the Senate just passed the Epstein Files Transparency Act. And now they're sending it straight to Trump's desk. And Trump, the same dude who opposed releasing the Jeffrey Epstein files, is now saying he gonna sign it. So my question is, why the sudden change? Why now? When the pressure at its highest, what's the reason behind dropping the Epstein list after years of people begging the government for transparency and answers? Even if he signed it, the bill still allows the DOJ to redact things because of ongoing investigations, protected individuals, or sensitive information. But last time I checked, all the people want the files to be released that were in them, meaning the victims. So don't let them hype it up like it's going to be the full truth, when if they drop it, they still might black out documents or black out certain names that had to do with this Epstein Island. If y'all say y'all releasing the full documents, we don't want half truth or half documents. We want the full Epstein Island network. So that's every connection, every powerful figure, every businessman, and every politician. All of it. And when it drop, Don't let it fade in 24 hours. We need real accountability. We need all the people to be in prison. We need a full investigation. We don't need to play no games with it. People be going to jail for the pettiest little things. So when it comes to these people, they need to be treated the same, but worse. They need to be on Front Street. They need to be labeled as, you know, the P word, and everybody they're related to, like that's connected wise, need to be investigated too, thoroughly. Because this is not just a small scandal. This is one of the biggest trafficking cases in modern history. So when that Epstein list hit the internet and it's a full release, no redacted files, I better see handcuffs and mug shots and court hearings. While all this big ass shit taking place in the media, still keep your eyes and ears open for things happening while this is at the mainstream.
I was Epstein and I was blackmailing everybody, I literally would charge everybody extra to get their name taken off the list. Imagine how much money he would make. And that's some evil shit, ain't it? You gotta think from their level if you're trying to beat them. That's what I would have did. You owe me, bro. Pay me $50 million. I know you good for it. Pay me $50 million. You pay me $1 billion. And I'll make sure that I remove this, that, and the third off of them files before they get pulled out. I'm just saying, if it was blackmail, why wouldn't he push the envelope that far? I mean, who? If you really playing chess and you really thinking, I mean, that'd be the ultimate, man. On top of other shit too, stocks, bonds, trust, all that shit, bro. I'd be on their ass. If I was Epstein, I'd be on their ass. That's how you come out on top.
Yeah, I don't know how they know this, but they're telling us that trillions of gallons of water will fall across California next week. I don't know how they know this, y'all, but do y'all see this over here? What is going on here? And then the skies of California are already looking apocalyptic. In a kind of good way, though. Check this out over here. Check this out over here, y'all. Look at this. Y'all ever seen it this vivid? Look at this new color. It looks like there's a new color, like a teal on the outside of this purple. Can y'all see that? You can see it on this side, too. Look. It's like a teal. What? Take a look at this one over here, y'all. People were seeing it all over the skies of California. Y'all, it literally looks like another world out there. Look how dark and gray this part of the sky is. And look what's up there. These double rainbows are something new, aren't they, family? Like, this is something that we have never seen before. It looks like something is intersecting. You guys know about that binary star that they be telling us about? It looks like something is intersecting with our sun. It's the Lord of the Rings up there. Saturn is the Lord of the Rings. And again, how do they know about these trillion gallons of water? So California, all I would say is hold on, y'all, man. The shift is here, man. They've been warning people about getting out of California for quite some time now, y'all. But this right here, let me know that in the comments below what you think. The shift is here. Let's get it, y'all. Peace out.
It just stopped raining today. Sun barely starting to come out.
Kind of like in the movie Saw. It was like a ramp. It was like a curved ramp. They walked these up this ramp, and there was this big ass blade, Joe, and it was moving like. That's all you heard. And that was moving about like 700 miles an hour, Joe. And all of a sudden, man, you know what I'm saying? The niggas, man, I was just tweaking off the fact that like none of them niggas did nothing, man. Them niggas was just standing there like this, just hunched over looking down. And like I was like, Joe, they not about to do that thought, man. They pushed one nigga off, and then she said, just like that. That was the only, and like you seen a streak of blood go right up the side. It was like some shit off Saw, man. Like you saw the streak of blood go right up the side of the wall. It was like. Gone. Like that nigga was gone. Like it was like a, I don't even know how to explain this shit, Joe. It was like a straight, like the angle that they had it at, man. Like you just seen the nigga, like you didn't actually see him hit the blade, like, but you seen that nigga just fall down. Man, it was like a downward angle. You know what I'm saying? It was like you only seen half the blade. Like you gonna, like the angle was like you see the flow, like you see the flow where their feet was at right there, and then like you just see the nigga fall, like you see him kind of get pushed. and then he fall off, and that the way that the camera is, the angle, like you just see the top of the blade right here, and you just, like, you don't actually see him hit the blade, but you just see blood fly.
Damn, I need. Oh, hell no. That's a new rabbit hole. Y'all remember that clip?
If you ask an animal if it's a witch and it says no, do you believe it, or? Most likely what we're looking at here is a lechuza, or a owl woman spirit hybrid lady. While there's a few legends around the lechuza, the common legend is that it is the spirit of a woman. Most likely the spirit of a woman who was unalived and has now returned for vengeance. That being the case, I'd keep a close eye on the gentleman recording her. Or, it could just be an owl.
No. Entonces, ¿qué eres? ¿Estás segura si eres o no eres? No.
That mother shaking his head like, no.
I'ma say some shit that y'all probably noticed already. But something ain't right about Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. I don't know what happened while they was filming Wicked. I don't know what happened once they started their relationship with knowing each other. But some shit ain't right about them. Everywhere they're together, they are always holding hands. Everywhere they're together, Cynthia Erivo is always trying to protect Ariana Grande. I seen a video when a man politely touched Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande ain't even have a problem with it. Cynthia Erivo, though, was ready to take his head off. And I get it. You gotta ride for your peoples. But the way she been acting, it ain't right. And the way she been acting is like she is her handler. Now, you can go back to my videos. I made a video about Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande been talking different. She been walking different. She lost all that damn weight. And then I'm not even going to get into the fact of what they did with Cynthia Erivo. I seen somebody on this app say that GQ magazine made Cynthia Erivo Man of the Year. So I went down the rabbit hole. And I seen it for myself. Y'all ain't believe me, right? Look at this shit. I'm going to leave that right there. Just look. Every interview they in, she finds a reason to protect her. She finds a reason to cry, and then she fake cries out. What's going on, man? Let me know what's going on. This shit ain't right. I'm out.
I have another game that might freak you out.
What?
It was named the most dangerous one to play with your friends.
Why?
It's called the Cup Game.
Why?
It's called the Cup Game. It's like a Mexican Ouija board. Records where 5 teens from Argentina did this in 2015, and all of them their own life after doing this ritual.
Damn.
Yeah. They try to get like police involved in the case, right?
Yeah.
The priest literally said it wasn't no like mental thing. It was just because they played that game. All you need to play the game, one piece of paper, yes or no, like a bootleg Ouija board.
Yeah.
Except with a glass cup, right? Hands on it, say something, and then the glass cup would move on its own.
Towards.
Yes, no, or like any letters, or it's gonna start spelling it. There was a video of these 3 girls. And they didn't bag that it moved first. Look, they're all arguing.
Yeah.
They walk away because they're not taking it serious. Let's start off correct and stuff like that. Let's continue. Let's go.
Ooh!
Yeah. So they kept doing.
You see the back? When you see the back?
Yeah. They keep moving it, right?
Yeah.
Hey, it's moving. Dummy, I'm not lying. So, but watch. Hold on. The curtain is moving.
Hell nah, bro. People always playing with this paranormal shit.
The propaganda is on every channel. They think we stupid like the truth is just too hard to handle. And they want anyone who's fighting to be dead and canceled. Rainbows in the classrooms and 15 different bathrooms and white guys that hate black dudes. They don't want streets, orders to be we got with.
Y'all know I had to some of that. I had to mute some of that, man. Copyright issues with the music. That shit said, I think June 28th, 2020. Again, that's some shit I wish I could unsee, bro. I don't even know who this is. Prayers to the family. Every time I see Miley Cyrus, though, that used to be my crush.
Is flat. Why is Antarctica colder than the North Pole? So picture this, we've got two ends of the Earth, right? On the globe model, the Arctic is up top and Antarctica is down at the bottom. Both get about the same sunlight, both are covered in ice, both are supposed to be extreme. But in reality, the North Pole is warmer, it has seasons of melting ice. It even has wildlife and plants surviving there. Meanwhile, Antarctica? It's a giant desert of ice, no trees, no villages, no cozy little animals. Just endless ice walls, freezing winds and temperatures so brutal that humans can't even live there permanently. Doesn't that already sound suspicious? Now here's where it gets interesting. On the flat Earth model, Antarctica isn't a little continent at the bottom, it's actually a massive ice ring that surrounds the entire world. That changes everything. If Antarctica is the edge barrier, it means it's constantly shielded from direct sunlight. Unlike the North Pole, which gets the sun circling overhead throughout the year, the Antarctic ring sits on the farthest reaches, always catching the weakest angle of the sun's light. That would explain why it's colder, why it's harsher, and why it feels like a frozen prison nobody can escape. And think about this, why do we hear about expeditions to the North Pole, but never about freely exploring Antarctica? Why are there international treaties signed by dozens of countries making sure regular people can't just go there on their own? If it's just a frozen wasteland, what's there to hide? Maybe it's because if anyone could explore it fully, they'd realize it's not just a continent. It's the very edge of our world. Here's another thought. On the globe model, the sun is supposed to be 93 million miles away, blasting the Earth evenly. But if that were true, how could the North Pole be warmer than the South when they're basically the same thing? Shouldn't both poles be equally frozen? Unless, of course, the sun is much closer, much smaller, and moving in circles above us, like a spotlight. In that case, areas closer to the center, like the Arctic, get more direct exposure. Areas farther out, like Antarctica, are lit from a distance, which keeps them colder. Suddenly, everything starts making sense. And one more thing, why do we see videos of penguins in Antarctica, but not thriving human settlements? Yet, in the Arctic, we've got people living there, building communities, raising families. If both poles are supposedly the same, why is one livable and the other forbidden? Could it be because one is just ice floating in the ocean while the other is a massive wall encircling us, keeping everything in? So the next time someone says, if the Earth is flat, why is Antarctica colder than the North Pole? Flip the question back on them. Ask, if Earth is a globe, why isn't it equal? The truth is, the flat Earth model doesn't just explain it better, it also raises the kind of questions the mainstream never wants us asking. If this video got you thinking, don't stop here. There's way more they're not telling you. Check out the next video on this page, because once you see how deep this rabbit hole goes, there's no going back. If NASA indeed traveled to the moon and back, who was the camera guy who stayed behind to record them leaving the moon? And, how was the footage sent to Earth? The official story says the astronauts left the moon completely alone. But you know, the footage looks like a smooth, steady, well-timed tracking shot. No hands, no shadows, no operator. And that's the part that gets weird. If nobody stayed behind, who aimed it? And honestly, how did that camera send perfect video across 250,000 miles to Earth? So NASA tried to explain that it's a remote-controlled system that, magically lifted, followed the module and beamed everything home flawlessly. But just think about that for a second. Back in the late 60s, when regular TVs struggled to even keep a picture stable, we're supposed to believe a tiny box on dusty ground pulled off this cinematic move. No delay, no mistake, no operator, no test runs, and somehow broadcast it all the way back to Earth with technology weaker than, honestly, the chips inside today's alarm clocks. To make it even stranger, the camera supposedly survived those extreme surface conditions long enough to perform this perfect shot. No drifting, no overheating, no freezing. It just did what it was told, like a backstage robot at a theme park.
You know what's higher than AI? I said, what's that? It says DI. It says the Earth does not have artificial intelligence, she has divine intelligence. I designed the Earth on feminine technology. Do you want to know why? I said, Lord, I want to know why. He says, because the Earth is a she, because she's the first creature I gave the gift of womb to. He said anything with womb has the divine intelligence to know what to do with seed. When a woman gets pregnant, the husband doesn't have to monitor the growth of the baby because there's divine intelligence in the womb that knows when to grow the hand, when to grow the other parts. When the baby is ready for release into the earthworm, the womb knows when to break the water. So there is divine intelligence built in the womb.
Whoo! I love when people talk like this.
Wonder why all witchcraft loves blood sacrifices. I said, why? He says, because when blood and the earth conjoin, they can summon a spirit being. He says the first spirit being to be summoned on the earth to respond to the earth and the blood is me. I'm God. There is no spirit being higher than me. So if the blood of Abel and the earth could summon me, why are you surprised when the blood these witches are offering on altars and combining with the earth are summoning lower spirits? The mystery is solved.
What in the world?
He said that's why they do it. They do it because they want to summon a spirit guide. But they know to do that, you have to have the earth drink blood. When she drinks blood, a spirit is going to appear. He said to me, when the blood of Abel and the earth conjoined, I appeared to deal with the issue.
Wow.
I need to know who he is.
You see that? That's Meghan Markle with her Panama hat standing right next to him. When Sarah Ferguson opened her mouth this time, the royal world didn't gasp. It froze. What she said wasn't gossip. It was a grenade. In one sentence, the Duchess of York unleashed a rumor so radioactive that even Buckingham Palace's seasoned crisis team had no idea where to begin. Meghan was Andrew's first client. 6 words. 6 words that ripped through the walls of the monarchy like wildfire. Blindsiding Harry, humiliating Meghan, and leaving royal aides scrambling to contain what might be the most scandalous whisper since Diana's tapes. Within hours, the phrase Meghan's yacht days began trending worldwide. But the twist? This wasn't coming from some anonymous source, it was Fergie herself. The one royal who'd been exiled, resurrected, and banished more times than any tabloid could count. Now hinting that Meghan Markle's glittering fairy tale had started in the shadows of Andrew's yachts. And that's when the illusion cracked. It began innocently, a high society luncheon in Mayfair, crystal glasses clinking, polite laughter bouncing off the walls. Among the chatter, Sarah Ferguson, vibrant as ever, holding court with her trademark mix of charm and mischief. Then came the sentence that silenced the room. "People forget," she said, smiling. Meghan's first royal connection wasn't Harry. Laughter, nervous, scattered, but Fergie didn't flinch. "Let's just say," she added with a sip of champagne, "she was Andrew's first client."
Do you believe the earth is flat?
I know the earth is flat.
Seriously?
Astrology and flat earth or true earth are symbiotic. You cannot have one without the other. If you have a ball and you are spinning, flying through space, chasing this fireball, your constellations would change every now and then. And our constellations have never changed. The stars have never changed. We have the same 12 zodiac signs that we had back in the Dendera stones in Egypt over 5,000 years ago. We're not moving. Every single ancient society knew this. The Mayans, the Aztecs, the Hindus, the Egyptians, every single ancient culture knew that we live in a geocentric universe, not a heliocentric where we are spinning, chasing this ball of fire while all of these other planets are rotating around us, while all of these other stars are rotating around us. If that was the case, Polaris would move, number 1, which is the North Star, and it doesn't. Number 2, all of the constellations would not rotate solely around Polaris, but they do. Therefore, we are the center of the universe.
Someone like to disagree. Don't matter to me.
Trump's ballroom.
Dude, I've heard some conspiracies about this.
Yeah, and the kicker, Trump is not using taxpayer money.
Oh.
He has some donors.
Ooh.
You ready for these donors?
Yes.
Google, Apple, Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, Lockheed Martin, Palantir,
Typical.
T-Mobile.
One of these
Sponsored
things
by
is not
T-Mobile.
like the other. Yeah.
Here's where it gets weird. Now it's going to be over $300 million for this 90,000 square foot ballroom. $3,330 a square foot. Way outside the standard of what you pay per square foot for a building.
So what are they spending so much money on?
A theory is that they're building an underground database center.
Yeah, there you go.
A couple years ago, Israel built a underground data center. They paid $319 million for this.
That's got to be it.
So this ballroom is costing about the same as what this data center cost in Jerusalem.
But not nearly as big.
Well, that's just the surface.
Yeah.
Because they're just building a ballroom.
Yeah.
But what's going to be underneath?
And why are all these people interested in
And
investing in it?
They would all invest because they don't want to be excluded.
Oh my gosh, bro.
In 2008, when everyone was telling me to get rid of my MySpace and to get a Facebook, I was right. I should have stuck with MySpace.
Who made MySpace?
Tom. The legend.
You don't know Tom?
MySpace Tom?
I didn't have a MySpace.
No.
Do you know how young I am?
I know how old I am.
Damn. Everybody remember Tom.
Demon is a demon. Mon means moon, and moon means emotion. D means negative. So a demon is a negative emotion that takes over your mind, your body, and your spirit. Every thought you think creates an emotion. Emotion is energy in motion. And when you repeat the same negative thoughts over and over again, you give shape to that energy and you give birth to something. That something is your demon. Demons aren't external forces. They are negative aspects of your own psyche, little voices you've created in your subconscious that now control you. They started as thoughts, then became emotions, then became patterns, and now they live in you. Every addiction, every self-sabotage loop is a demon you've given life to. You fed it with your energy, and now it feeds on you. But here's the truth. If you created it, you can reprogram it.
So they used to actually have devices where they could communicate with each other through these glass sphere objects, through the power of the ether. And bear in mind, this was in the 1800s. They had far more advanced technology than we do have now. And the buildings back this evidence up as well. They essentially had FaceTime in the 1800s through these devices. Not to mention, they could create free energy through the buildings and the shapes of these buildings, through those big antennas that you can see on the buildings that would harness atmospherical energy through metals like copper and mercury, specifically red mercury. So then you have to ask the question, where did all this technology go? And why did they remove this free energy technology? And you have to understand that they removed this technology because almost all of it utilized free energy from the ether as the fifth element. And the ether was available to everyone, as the ether is infinite and it was free. But the Rockefellers could not profit from the ether because free energy cannot have a profit to it. So then during World War I, all of these buildings alongside the ether were destroyed. And then all of the documents about the ether were completely fabricated. And that's exactly why you have the electricity you have today, because the profits are extremely high and they can actually sell it, unlike the ether.
I ain't gonna lie. You know the antennas at the top? And y'all remember the flying carts? Flying objects that Tartaria used to use? And they would pull up and get, and pretty much, instead of filling up on gas, they would fill up on energy like that, off the ether. I had people in the comments say that was not what it was used for. Well, my question to you would be, what was it used for then? Let me know. They just built it like that and they just stopped building them like that to this day? Let me know.
Yaxshi yahudilar ham bordir, to'g'rimi?
Quloq sol, birodar. Bittagina yaxshisini topa olsang, dunyodagi eng zo'r tadqiqotchi bo'lasan.
Okay, so have y'all seen that video that's going viral about the former president of Brazil who was giving a speech and his voice quite literally glitched like something out of a paranormal documentary? Y'all.
Vamos parar por aí. Já estão encomendados.
Sis jumped up. She said, wait a minute. What's that?
Pastilha. Já estão encomendados. Estudos para eliminar. Para eliminar.
He looks like he got caught too.
Chega.
Give me sugar.
Muito. Já estão.
What was that? So this guy, Michel Temer, quick background, was actually the president of Brazil in 2016 when the former president ended up getting impeached. And he did a speech, and in this speech, his voice completely shifted, and he could not even speak, and somebody had to give him a lozenge. But you can hear he says sugar, which gives you Men in Black vibes. But nevertheless, he actually had a ton of protests, like 76% of the population wanted to overthrow him, and he ended up getting arrested for a bunch of corruption. So even when he was put in the president's position, there was a ton of drama. It was super chaotic. But nevertheless, let me know if y'all have seen this, because this happened many years ago, but this clip is just now going viral with everybody else having this whole enlightening, awakening moment. You're just like, what was that about? Because his voice was so jarring that even the people around him, did y'all see how quick the lady jumped up? Like, even the people around him were absolutely confused. And at first we thought this was like a tech glitch, but no, that was his actual voice. What does that sound like to y'all? If this is your first time seeing this clip and you don't believe it, I definitely implore you to do your research. I don't want to misinform you. Per what I've seen, it really happened. However, I can't confirm or deny anything. This is all alleged. But drop your thoughts in the comments. And like I said, save this video, go look into it, come back, let me know what you think. Whatever else I find out, I will be back though, so make sure you like, follow, stay for some more tea.
Okay, so I came to Walmart today just to see if this was real. See this? Do you see this big box of like cookie things? These? And it says product of India. Product of India right there. I don't think you're ready for this. I don't think you're ready for this.
Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you home. Come
las tuyas a tu tienda favorita. Ross, Burlington, Target, Safeway, entre otras.
We are snuggled up together like two birds of a feather bird of bee. Let's take.
Man, hell no. My whole childhood has been taken from me, bro. Them cookies are so damn good. Turn around and understand that they had rats running on them.
Donald Trump is the last president. He's showing us that we are the currency. We don't need the system. All this shit was an illusion.
You know why? Because Donald Trump is actually a Luciferian white hat. And a Luciferian white hat, they don't take sides. They play both sides, meaning that he's basically neutral. He is also Agent 47. He's the 47th president. And he was actually the 45th president. When you look at the numerical sequence of 45 and 47, you get 9/11. So that means that the next tower moment that we're going to have is going to happen on Donald Trump's watch, because he's also a Gemini. You got Gemini and Uranus all the way up into the year of 2033. Then you have Saturn right now retrograde, which is the embodiment of karmic retribution. We're going to see a 9/11 event in the future. It's going to happen. But you actually got 4 Donald Trumps. The real one is inside Chennai Mountain in the deep underground military bunker systems.
So he got clones. Well, everybody got clones in the industry. Huh?
Yep. He is using the restoration process as a catalyst for the next revolution. He's not doing it because he wants to. He's doing it because he has to. Because Donald Trump is controlled by tall whites. And the tall whites are actually the Pleiadians. And Pleiadian, they're giving him access through the Intergalactic Confederation to cause the restoration process of the Republic. So that's why in the year of 2020, he signed the Second Declaration of Independence. They know that we're in the last sun cycle, so that means that you have to give everything right back to the Republic, because the Republic is for the people, and the people is the chosen people of the land, who are actually the indigenous Native American people who come from the Olmecs, the ancient Atlanteans, the Mayans, the ancient Kemites. That's all us. We have to give the keys back to the rightful owners of the planet.
I ain't heard that rabbit hole, but what about the time travel? That'd be my only question to go further. Shout out to B-Dale.
There's a woman by the name of Paloma that claims to be a lechuza. In case you don't know what a lechuza is a witch that is able to take the form of a bird or any other animals. The only way they're able to do this is by making a pact with you-know-who and giving up their soul, which then makes them be able to kind of transform. They have been known for many, many years. I haven't had experiences with them. My family have had experiences with them. But never in a million years did I ever think that I would come across somebody openly talking about it, stating that they themselves are a lechuza. From the looks of it, her original page has been taken down. This was actually from an interview she did. But she states that she can transform herself every night, and it's like a mind thing. In her mind, she feels it, and then she transforms, and she's able to kind of go on about soaring through the sky, I guess. My grandmother grew up in a town right outside of Bucaramanga, Colombia, where lechuzas were extremely common. Like, it wasn't like anything shocking. She would always tell me stories about her brothers staying out late hunting, and on their way back, they would come across these things that would get in their way. They would taunt them, they would follow them through the trees. They were basically just there to annoy. On one occasion, her brother became so frustrated with these things constantly following him and taunting him along the way that he actually captured one of them. This is actually going to get a little bit graphic, but he actually tied one of them up because he was just so done with them. I don't know if you guys know this, but lechuzas have to be back in their body before sunrise. If they stay out past that time, they will be severely punished by. He ended up shaving the top of her head and told her to come back the next day to ask, I don't know exactly for what it was, I think it was like a glass of milk or something, so that he would know who she was. After he let her go, the very next day, just like clockwork, this woman shows up, bald, asking for a glass of milk. Let me know if you guys have ever experienced a lechuza. I mean, I love hearing all the stories.
तो भाई ये इजिप्शियन लोग ने पहले ही बता दिए थे कि 3i एटलस आने वाला है। ये देखो, ये इजिप्शियन पिरामिड के अंदर बिल्ड था, हेलीकॉप्टर्स, सैटेलाइट, 3i एटलस। भाई उन लोगों को मालूम था, या हो सकता है लोग पहले आए हुए हमारी दुनिया में सही में ह्यूमन काइंड को बचाने, क्योंकि उन लोग के मैसेज में क्या आया कि वी आर कमिंग टू मेक ह्यूमन काइंड ऊपर लेवल। आ रहे वापिस भाई।
I always thought that was fake, but can somebody translate, please?
Did y'all see the video of that lady who was talking about how they don't buy, sell, or trade in our monetary system? Because I started going down this whole rabbit hole, the whole piece of conversation, and honestly, it has blown me away because It's way deeper than people think it is. And she began to talk about the fact that there are people who won't ever see the light of day. And when she said they don't buy, sell, or trade in our monetary system, somebody in the comments said that the money is for the cattle and we are the cattle. Y'all, I don't know if this is going to make sense to most, because only if you know, you understand what I'm trying to say. But when you look deep into what's going on, this lady said that there are people who will never see the light of day. And when it makes you think about the whole Cabbage Patch conversation that they used to have years ago, the fact that people were literally incubated, made, people were literally born, some never even receiving, birth certificates, rights, because they never really even existed so that they could be used for whatever. It just goes so deep. And when we think about the whole $21 trillion bunker, they kind of sensationalized it. But what if there are people in other places that don't have any idea of the world that we're living in, because the world that they're living in is completely different? Like when you get into the fifth element, you get into certain conversations, it just has blown me away, because I think oftentimes when you think of that whole marinara cheese and bread, you think of it in the celebrity aspect, the way that people make it seem, which is horrific in and of itself. But we look at it and we're just like, oh wow, how torturous could this be? What are these people doing it for? We're thinking about anti-aging. We're looking at it in this small space. You're thinking about islands and whatnot. But no, they're saying that this is a whole other world. I have so much to go, so much to look into, and I don't know if I even sound crazy saying this. I don't even know if I'm going to post it, because I probably just sound like I'm going off on a rant that doesn't make sense to a lot of people. But when you start to do a deep dive into the world that we're sold versus what it really could be, so many people just have blinders. We are all just blind and numb and indoctrinated and televised and just completely confused, because we live in a bubble of illusion. Let me know your thoughts if you know what I'm talking about, because this is for a small group of people that will only understand. If you know, if you don't, just keep scrolling. But if you do, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to know more, go ahead and try to take a deep dive into the whole pizza conversation, because my God. Follow, stay for some more tea. Per usual, this is all alleged. This is all just a joke. I don't know what I'm talking about. I can't confirm or deny any of it. It's just a lot of conspiracy theorists talking nonsense on the internet. Blowing my mind.
Oh man, I ain't gonna lie. Today was a lot to unpack, from reptilians to flat earth to Tartaria to a lot. But again, collective, every time y'all seen clips, I'm not gonna lie, more so now than ever, because it was like this early on in the channel, and I learned something every video, but lately we've been taking really deep dives down rabbit holes. We've been taking some crazy jumps, but I'm here for it. I love it. I appreciate it. I learn every time, like I said, and I love learning. So thank you again. I appreciate y'all. I hope everyone is having a smooth 7. I hope everyone is blessed and happy. I wish happiness to everybody. But y'all know we made it to the end of this. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate y'all. I love y'all, Collective. And until I see everyone in the next one, y'all know what it is. We gone.
Ay, yeah, I just check my account. Sheesh, at the amount. You probably know what I'm